With 2024 in the books, the time has come to deliver our annual 10 best of the year list. So, how did 2024 stack up in the end? Fairly weakly, I'd say, with the year a bit of a casualty of the dual WGA SAG strikes, which compromised the supply chain of movies opening in theaters. For evidence, one need only look at how modest of a selection of movies are in theaters this holiday season. Yet, there were still plenty of good films, so let's dig right into them. First, a few honorable mentions. While it didn't make the Academy Awards shortlist for documentary features, I thought Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, was one of the best big-screen biographies in some time, with it painting an honest, nuanced portrayal of former Superman's legacy. I also really enjoyed the Robbie Williams biopic Better Man, which replaces the singer with a CGI chimpanzee, to brilliant effect I may add, as well as Jeff Nichols' The Bike Riders, even if it wasn't quite the masterpiece I feel like it could have been. Finally, Longlegs was without a doubt one of the scariest movies of the year, while George Miller's Furiosa, despite being one of the year's biggest financial flops, was a damn good addition to the franchise that should have done a lot better at the box office and with fans. But now, without further ado, here's our top 10. So number 10 goes to Deadpool and Wolverine. While superhero movies may have seemed like they were on their way out, Marvel made a solid comeback by embracing an R rating and giving us a superhero team up for the ages. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's chemistry gave the film some much-needed heart, and the cameos, of course, were just the icing on the cake, and it could be argued that Wesley Snipes' reemergence as Blade might be the comeback of the year. Give him his own movie. Number 9 is Beetlejuice. Believe it or not, a lot of people thought this movie would tank, with WB initially wanting it to be an HBO Max original. Instead, it became one of the biggest movies of the year, with Michael Keaton once again showing us he still has what it takes to play the ghost with the most. It was also Tim Burton's best movie in years, and hopefully revitalizes his career, with him seemingly having a solid thing going with new muse Jenna Ortega. Like Deadpool and Wolverine, this was just a whole lot of fun. Give us Beetlejuice. Oh no, what did I do? Number 8, Civil War. A24's biggest movie was one that sparked a lot of debate this spring, and given the doom and gloom of the news cycle, it seemed ripped from the headlines, even if the idea of an alliance between California and Texas seemed a tad fanciful to most. Kirsten Dunst delivers the performance of her career in Alex Garland's film, but it can't be denied that the movie is all but stolen by Jesse Plemons in one unforgettable scene. Just goes to show you, there are no small parts. Number 7 goes to Conclave. Who would have thought that a movie about a bunch of priests arguing in rooms could be so damn exciting? Sporting the year's best cast, Edward Berger's Vatican drama based on the Robert Harris novel is a nail-biter, with Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, and John Lithgow all delivering explosive performances. It just goes to show you that if you make interesting adult fare, they will support it in theaters, with this one of the bigger indie hits of the year. Number 6 goes to a complete unknown. This Bob Dylan biopic wisely narrows the focus to a pivotal 7-year period in the singer's career, from his discovery through his eventual decision to go electric. It almost feels like a companion piece to director James Mangold's Walk the Line, with Timothée Chalamet delivering magnificent performances as Dylan, while Edward Norton is terrific as Pete Seeger. Number 5 goes to Dune Part 2. Now, it has to be said this was a good year for Timothée Chalamet, with Wonka, Dune 2, and a complete all-known all-hits. Dune Part 2 is a superb continuation of Denis Villeneuve's adaptation of the Frank Herbert classic, and in terms of spectacle, no other film this year holds a candle to it. Number 4 goes to Aora, Sean Baker's racy movie about a stripper, played by terrific Mikey Madison, falling in with the son of a Russian oligarch, and it's one of the only films I saw this year that legitimately made me laugh. While the premise makes it sound like a drama, it's often side-splittingly funny, with Madison delivering perhaps the performance of the year in the title role. Number 3 goes to Nosferatu. Robert Eggers brilliantly builds on the success of The Northman with another epic period film, with his vampire flick impeccably mounted. The casting is pitch perfect, but the real star of the show is Eggers, who, along with Villeneuve and Conclave's Edward Berger, seems to be on the verge of being considered one of the new masters. And hey, it's also scary. Number 2 goes to The Brutalist. Brady Corbett's 3.5-hour 70mm epic is a stunning achievement, with him somehow making one of the year's most lavish epics for only $6 million. Adrian Brody gets his best role since The Pianist, while Guy Pearce and Felicity Jones have never been better than in this post-war tale of an immigrant's attempt to capture the American dream turning into a nightmare. See it on 70mm film if you can. And finally, number 1 goes to The Substance. Coralie Falget's The Substance proved to be one of the most electrifying films of the year, with it featuring gruesome imagery you won't soon forget. But who knew that a 2.5-hour body horror film could also be so much fun? Effortlessly working as both satire and horror, it offers Demi Moore a career-redefining role, while Margaret Qualley again shows us why she's one of the brightest rising stars of her generation. If you haven't seen this one yet, Well, do yourself a favor and watch it. Although, given the discourse here on the website, I'd imagine all of you watching this have seen it. So those were our 10 best movies of the year. Make sure to let us know in the comments what you think and give us your choices for what were the best films of the year.